You know, in the in the welterweight division, there's no um, better fighters than Terrence Crawford and Errol Spencer Jr. These are two of the best fighter at the welterweight division. We all know this, right? But we all know that in the business of boxing, that one guy's the A side, one guy's the B side. Even if both of them have great accolades, at 147, Errol Spence Jr. is the star of 147 because he is the unified champion at 147. Okay, he has WBC and he has the IBF. So, with that said, um, Terrence Crawford has a lot of accolades, and he is a special fighter. You know what I'm saying? He is the rival of Errol Spence Jr. Man, and he just beat Sean Porter, and he knocked him out. Nobody else has ever knocked out Sean Porter, right? But but um, the business of boxing. What I'm saying? Selling pay-per-views. I think the pay-per-views number, came in. The pay-per-views number came in. It was first it was reported. First the pay-per-views. First the pay-per-views was reported to be 190,000, I believe, right? And then the actual numbers came in, and it was more like 135,000. Now, I don't care about the pay-per-view numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because I think both of these guys, I think it's a 50-50 fight, but I'm just rooting for Errol Spence Jr. And when I say a 50-50 fight, you know what I'm saying? I think each can win and beat each other. You know what I'm saying? Crawford definitely got skills to defeat Errol Spence Jr. and Errol Spence Jr. got the skills to beat Terrence Crawford. The problem comes in when the fans, they keep living in make-believe land, right? Because they want Spence to make it a 50-50 fight, right? They want the split to be 50-50. Now, nobody cares about the money, but the fans, because whatever side you're on, this is my take on it. This is what I think. 60-40 is the split that the champion is looking for. I don't care if it's Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins or Roy Jones Jr. and Lights Out Tony. 60-40 is the split, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the split that the champion gets and the challenger gets, right? And because the challenger is Bud Crawford, for some reason they think it's different. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. Bud does have the WBO belt. He brings that to the table. But in the spirit of sportsmanship, in the spirit of boxing, he is the challenger here because he don't have another belt. He don't have equal access. He does not have the high pay-per-view numbers. He don't bring a lot of fans into seats like Errol Spence Jr. does. Okay, so Bud Crawford fans try to make it seem like it's about everything else except for the logic of it. And the logic of it is that Errol Spence Jr. brand is bigger. Errol Spence Jr., he's fought the top welterweights already. And Bud is 34 years old, and he's just getting to the top of the division. It's just that simple. So it's not hating on Bud. I think, people screaming from the rafters, for him not to re-sign with Top Rank, because we knew that would keep him from fighting the top talent in the league, right? And I remember watching all the different boxing channels, and everybody was so disappointed when Bud Crawford re-signed with Top Rank again and again. And we knew that uh, Bob Arum was not going to risk Crawford fighting these fights back then. He didn't get the Pacquiao fight, even though Pacquiao was with Top Rank at the time. So that should have told Bud Crawford everything he needed to know right then. But he was getting that easy money. He was getting them touching them easy M's. So that's why he was like, nah, I ain't going nowhere. So now we end up here. Plus, being at Top Rank really hurt him becoming a pay-per-view star, which was the future of boxing. Getting your pay-per-view game up and being able to sell and get them extra M's, in your bank account. So now, don't get me wrong, I don't think that any less of Terrence Crawford. He's a star to me. He's a star to hardcore fans. His accolades, put him up there. But at 147, he is not. And his business that he generates, the revenue that he generates, it's just not. It don't equal up to any more than 60-40. And I'm talking about that in a boxing sense, far as what we've seen from previous champions and previous fights. 60-40 is a damn good deal. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that Terrence Crawford takes offense to Errol Spence Jr. making him the offer, because Terrence Crawford probably feels like he's bigger than Errol Spence Jr. And I think it's an ego thing. I think his fans, it's an ego thing. I think they hate Errol and they making it like it's a personal thing. And saying boxing shouldn't be that way, but that's the way boxing is. Because when Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard fans, they kind of clashed like this. I don't know if it was to the point of, where fans are making threats the way they are now. But, you got to see the logic for what it is, and, all this extra stuff. If you don't want to accept the business of boxing, if you don't want to accept the, the pay-per-view numbers, and just look at the belts. Errol Spence Jr. got 2 belts, and Terrence Crawford got 1. So now that Bud Crawford is his own boss, he should be able to make the fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and accept the 60-40. Floyd Mayweather did it. I think it was more like 70-30, for Floyd when he fought Oscar De La Hoya. And, we have many examples of, fighter being confident in his abilities and going in there and winning and becoming the A side. So, and what I'm saying, you guys are hardcore boxing fans, so you all know this. But I think because it's the rivalry between Bud and Spence, that the fans don't want to give in. They want to back everything that Terrence Crawford, wants. You know what I'm saying? They're going to co-sign everything he says, even if it don't make sense, even if it contradicts himself. And I just think that's pointless, to argue. If you're just going to make stuff up, if you're just not going to make sense. And, that's just going to keep the fight, that's going to push it back from being made. And I think, Bud has the ability to make this fight, but they, keep trying to spin it like it's like a Fox News narrative. And every day you turn around, it's Errol Spence Jr. ducking. So they're acting like little kids out here, not getting their way. So they're just going to play with reality and, call names and stuff like this. So, it's just kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. So Terrence Crawford numbers came back, and his numbers came back, and it was 135, I believe, 135K. So That tells you right there that Terrence Crawford don't have a lot of name recognition amongst the casual fans. But I do believe if he get with Errol Spence Jr., he get the 60-40, he's gonna make that's gonna be the most he's ever made in his entire career. And I think it'll be beneficial for both of them, what I'm saying, just to get the fight done. I don't care if Errol was to give him 50-50, because right now the guys are getting older. I think Bud is 34. I think Errol Spence Jr. is 31. But if he can't make this fight, Errol Spence Jr. is going to move up to 154. And it's going to be a shame that we have a missed opportunity. Or maybe we can see this fight up at 154. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see Bud go fight Josh Taylor, because we already know he'll destroy Josh Taylor. I have no faith that Josh Taylor, will beat Bud Crawford. He don't have it like that. And Bud should be looking at that Errol Spence Jr. fight. It'll be the fight of the decade. It'll be a fight for hardcore fans to really dig in, man. And it'll be historical. And you know what I'm saying? We just need to push for it. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's all I got. This has been kind of boxing. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.